Good morning, Internet, and welcome back to the Rosy Supernova. It's been a little bit for me, even though for you it's just the next episode. That carbon dioxide explosion I had just absolutely ruined my game's performance. So I've basically just been waiting. I mean, if you remember, it was this whole upper area was at like 10 kilos. So I've just been waiting and digging and waiting for it to come down. So it's mostly come down. Game performance has come back up. I mean, it was just so chuggy that I'm like, okay, there's no point in trying to record. While that was going on, they just did an update. And that update specifically refers to food. Vacuum storing food no longer counts as a deep freeze. Food temperature is determined by itself, not by it being in a vacuum. So all of you that have the little one tile vacuum storage, that won't work anymore, won't count that as a deep freeze. You gotta cool it down. I don't know if putting it on top of a metal block in a vacuum makes it a deep freeze. So just to make this easier, let's find out. So you'll pardon the debug mode. I just want to investigate what actually happens. So we are going to go into debug mode. We are going to make this a vacuum. Helpful if I actually click on vacuum. And I'm actually going to clean the floor. There was a little bit of food there. I just moved this over to be out of the way. Right? So now this is a vacuum. This stuff is a deep freeze because it was all cold. So let's see what happens to this. Its temperature is coming down. I mean, it's not coming down super fast, but it is sitting on top of a cold plate in a vacuum. So it's a sterile atmosphere, but unrefrigerated. And it definitely doesn't come down very fast. Okay, so in just a little bit it should now say refrigerated once it gets to 4. Yep. Okay, so experiment is confirmed. If you put food onto a cold tile, it will exchange heat, and then a vacuum still says sterile atmosphere. We come over here. And then once it gets down to deep freeze, which it will get to eventually, let's check out the barbecue. Now see how quick that's coming down, but now if we switch back to chlorine, I know normally I don't cheat too much, but this is more of an experiment to see what happens. I mean, chlorine is not particularly good at exchanging temperature anyway, and I think when I spawn it, it comes in warm. That's -4, even though... Oh, that tile warmed up a lot. I guess that makes sense. I just spawned in a bunch of warm stuff. Anyway, so if you have stuff in a vacuum, you now need to cool down this stuff in there in order for it to be considered refrigerated. It's no longer instant deep freeze. So, fun experiment. Let's look. My gases are now sorting themselves out. I was getting a bunch of slime lung. You can see all the slime lung germs just because this pool of polluted oxygen moved up there. The gas pressure in here got all kinds of crazy. New stuff they added. There is now a diamond press. And this is brand new. You can see it's still got the temp art. So 10 kilograms of refined carbon turns into 10 kilograms of diamond. Okay, so we now have renewable diamond. I put it over here just because it was big. Its power requirements aren't that bad. It's only 240. But brand new building, I just told him to build it over here, and it is as tall as a molecular forge. So to help that along, we are going to ship coal up to here and make a whole lot of refined carbon in ceramic, because I've got the hatches. I might as well use that coal for more stuff. There it is. Yeah, and there we go. I've got plenty of coal. I'm now shipping coal all over the place. It's fun. Nuclear. I didn't like it. The simple answer is I didn't like it. I broke it again. It melted again. I was trying to do other things. As much as I tried to get these to mutate, it just didn't work. But I did find something. Let's try it. I don't really have an empty planter. All right, let's just build a planter right there. I think that's where I saw it. I don't think I have any more mutated seeds. And since we have more polluted oxygen over here, let's do that. And the reason for this, yeah, new seeds. I don't know what this is. Affects plant meat. Saturn critter trap. All right, and this is the original unmutated version of this. Gas grass. Okay, and so now under here, I just have the originals. Ah! So it looks like we've had 2 mutated sleet wheats. And those can't mutate. I'm betting the same, yeah, same with the wheezewort. Okay, interesting. So I'm going to keep that planter there just in case I do get seeds. So to help with mutation, I did put in a wheezewort. The temperature in here got cold because wheezewort and everything up here was cold. So I got to put in a heater to get some of these other plants to grow. Not all that concerned about it. But what I have just about finished is this. Let's go to the next planet. Auto-assigning dupes to beds and cots still doesn't work correctly. It just doesn't. Every time I move Harold back and forth and leave him there for a little bit. Ow! I was going to bring a different dupe. I was just thinking I actually wanted the mechatronics engineer over here. And how did I break all of this? It happens. Alright, let's have him fix the piping. So I've got a nice little mini base going on. I haven't woken up that other dupe yet. I might do that this... Yeah, let's see who's in there. Worst case scenario, we'll reload and not get them if they're horrible. But mostly just been digging and setting up this base. It's now... Alright, who's trapped? Oh, you're not trapped. You're just waiting for a suit. I hate that. Alright, you. Inspect. We have a new entry. Do not allow children to play. Funny. Alright, let's disinfect the... Save just in case we don't like the friend. And the only downside over here is I overpressurized it so much that popped eardrums is actually a pretty bad debuff. Alright, we have Turner. Turner, what are your skills? Binge Eater. Binge Eater isn't bad. Chivalry Trace Blood isn't bad. Digging, supplying, and researching. Heck yeah. Alright, so let's make an Atmos suit for Turner. And I should have thimble reed, and I brought some copper over because you can only make suits out of aluminum, iron, or copper. Right, let's make that a 9. The problem is as soon as you go in... Alright, here's what we're going to do. We're going to allow Turner to go out. Until he makes a suit, I'm going to allow him to go out that door. Otherwise, he'll just be stuck in here. And then he should be going to get some copper. And new dupes are nice and slow. Ooh, that's going to be a problem. I'm just looking where my output chute is. I dug all that up, and I want something to land on because I want to send over some of the preserved food, which lasts the longest. Is that not enough? Why are you not making a suit? Does it require a skill? I think you're still waiting on stuff. Okay. How did polluted oxygen get in there? Whatever. Where did Harold go? Oh, he's over here. I know. First day on the job, you gotta make yourself a suit. Oh, and I have to assign these, otherwise they won't work. And Turner. Oh, Turner will probably auto-assign, but Harold won't. Alright, perfect. While he's making his suit, we can come down here and load up edible, raw fruit preserve. Let's do 4 kilos for now. I don't know exactly how much food that is. I wish it was in calories, not kilos, because, yeah, it's a lot. And we also want to let that through. And then I added a gas vent over here just to help force the bad air down to start getting it cleaned up. Anybody? Meep. Alright, then that comes through. Your priority 7 and grubfruit preserve. Perfect. And now he's in a suit and it's very, very slow. That's fine. Preserve has a very long shelf time, which is why I'm bringing it over here, and then once it's in a refrigerator, it should last. That's what I was trying to figure out, whether that 32 cycles is how long it lasts refrigerated or how long it lasts on the floor. I think that's refrigerated. I think on the floor, because it's in a normal atmosphere, it goes off faster. You, we can reduce the priority. 7's fine. You 6. Or, alright, so that way now if a suit wears out, they can actually fix it. New dupes. Yeah, as for water, comes out from the other base. The polluted water just goes back into it. Should have a mess hall bonus, but not anything better than that yet. Yeah, now we have 130,000 calories. You... Okay, so refrigerator doesn't give you a whole lot. And then as that still hasn't quite filled up with carbon dioxide because I've only had the one dupe here. Occasionally, he hasn't even been here all the time. And I want to dig into here, and we're just going to toss Turner into that thing. Into all of them. We should have like 2 or 3 of those, right? That's down... Yeah, there's 2 of them right here. How's Harold doing? The pressure should start coming down. It's down to 8. As I've been digging, the pressure goes down, and then they're just locked into this little room. And then the oxygen's coming from the other base as well. I don't know if he's just gotten slower digging, or there's just so many commands that he's not going very fast. But occasionally his morale gets out of whack because of the popped eardrums. But no, he's doing good. I think the grub fruit will help him, and you don't show up with any skills. And are very, very slow. Alright. Hopefully we'll get any alerts if any of that goes wrong. That's nearly full with magma. It's still just running 2 kilos a second. I'm not burning any of it. This is really filling up with water. All my polluted water tanks are full again. And I have 3 sets of thimble reeds going. It's like, I'm trying to use it as fast as I can. There's just a lot of water down there. I think the salt water I'm just going to pump out. Like, I'm just going to pump that into space. It's not worth building a whole system to deal with it. But now that we're settled on the second base, trying to decide where I want to go next. I mean, once we get a rocket platform there, getting to those 2 will be easy. I guess the Niobium volcano's down there, but yeah, getting there won't be too bad. And I haven't really had a use for supercoolant because I wasn't going to go sour gas boiling, and my liquid oxygen tank is full. Like, this worked better than I expected. I don't think I've ever tossed 6 at one of these systems before. But that did a great job, got everything down to temperature, and yeah, I'm not using a whole lot. And other than I lost a bunch of my barbecue because for some reason... Oh, okay. We'll be right back after a word from our sponsors. The load times are very long and very slow. Alright, so apparently it crashed after I put in these ladder commands. Tell him to do that. And what I was saying before we got so rudely interrupted was I lost a bunch of barbecue because the petroleum blob moved onto that, which is why I moved the conveyor chute to the center. I don't know if someone sneezed or something and that blob moved over to there. All of a sudden the barbecue was no longer in a sterile environment. It was sitting in the pool of petroleum, which apparently makes it rot. Alright, let's hope that doesn't crash again. Otherwise, I've just been digging up the entire map. I think I just want to put in a pump. Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to put in a pump just to get this salt water out of here. I'm tired of looking at it. God knows I've pumping all the clean water over to that side. I think I got to delete that block so that everything else can fall back. Lots of cleanup stuff. The downside to the big base is just how big getting something from the bottom to the top is. Like, that's my pipe. All the way down. The goal is I'll filter salt water out of here. Everything else will dump onto here and then it can sort itself out. Yeah, that's just... Oh, you're doing that thing again. Anytime I see this, I just have to make sure I go and say, okay, let's just turn it on, let you do it. Is it just me or is that sounding funny? Like, that just sounded really, like, not the normal way it sounds. Alright, well, let's up the priority on this, get this done, and go see what's going on in the other base. Alright, one last look at the gas overlay on this base. Yeah, see, that's all sorted itself out nicely. Well, not nice, but not too many cycles ago, this was just every other tile was something else, and my frame rate was ridiculously slow. But these two pumps have been doing a good job of keeping up with it. Are you stuck? No, you're just going very slow. Alright, what do we got priorities-wise over here? Alright, and eventually Turner will get better at things, but their stress is holding steady, which is good, because the air pressure is high and they both have popped eardrums. Well, the joys of a new thing I did not recognize. So the research for the diamond press is not particularly hard. It's right here. No, 30, 40, 70, 50, and it doesn't lock out anything else. But it does require radiation, which, you know, that symbol should have let me know, but I didn't. So yeah, I might actually move you up higher. Because then I can just use space radiation. This should all be... Yeah, what do we got? And there's not a huge amount up there, but it's a diamond press. I don't know how much it holds. Okay. So yeah, we're going to move that. Deconstruct you. You're very tall. But I should have... Yeah, I got plenty of power. Alright, let me have a look-see. I'm betting right here. Actually, what I'll probably do is just plant a Wheezewort. Yeah, that makes much more sense. All right, let me cue that up. All right, I think that'll work. Oh, I need ladder segments. All right, how's my piping coming? Oh, the lag during the saves is so awful. Come on, game. You can respond. Hey, there you go. Still working on piping. Do I have the filter done? No. All right, how are these guys doing? Well, their stress is still 0. They are still working away. Lots of plug slugs, lots of polluted oxygen. Yeah, I needed to have 2 dupes here in permanent mode in order to actually get more done here. Sending it back and forth was just taking too long. All right, Turner, you're going in here. All right, strength it is. Yeah, so now these should shoot diagonally. You become a Weezwort. Yeah, and both of those shoot that, and then that's as close as I can get to there. They'll get a little bit of radiation from space, a little bit of radiation from a Weezwort. Does this say how much? Crushes carbon into diamonds. Like, it says it takes rad bolts, but it doesn't say how many it takes to do anything. And I'm betting this is empty. Oh no! There's actually stuff in here. It just says carbon to diamond. It does not say how many rad bolts you need. They really got to work on that. Alright. Well, that's pretty much where we were at. Yeah, update, new building. We now have quasi-permanent dupes over here. Yeah, Harold stresses up a little bit. I think next I'll send the decorator over here. That will help with his stress and increase the morale in this base. Oh, you need to be worn suits. That should have plenty of reed fiber, right? 500. How much reed fiber do I have? I mean, I've been making it for quite some time. I've only got 109 left over here. I shipped 500 to the other base. But that should be fine. I mean, the Drecos are still going. I don't care about them for reed fiber. My main reed fiber production is right there. So yeah, after that carbon dioxide explosion, took a while for the gas to equalize. I might build the nuclear reactor again at some point. We'll see if any of these seeds mutate on their own. Thank you all very much for watching. I am sure they will have more updates, and once I know how much rad bolts this thing actually uses, I'll let my wonderful viewers know that as well. I hope you all have a wonderful day. We'll see you next time.